Hi everyone, this is Jamie with BarEye, and in this video we're going to compare BarEye and Accardis bar inventory systems for those people that might be considering making a switch. Just to be upfront and communicate about this, the timing of this is not accidental. We are aware that Accardis is no longer taking on new clients and support services are being reduced, and therefore we wanted to provide this video in case anyone is thinking perhaps of considering a change. So Accardis and BarEye both are similar, and I wanted to explain in this video a little bit about the history and some of the similarities and differences, and just give a high-level review so that then you can decide if it might make sense to schedule a discussion with us around implementing BarEye. So a little bit first on the history. When BarEye started, we actually bought and used the Accardis system for a couple of years. We eventually replaced it with our own proprietary system, but I say that to explain that we are very familiar with how Accardis works and certainly have learned a lot from Accardis. And our system wouldn't exist without the Accardis system having come to be. Furthermore, in the similarities, most importantly, the two systems address the same pain point, which is that most bars sell significantly less product than what they actually pour. Another way of saying that they are missing a lot of inventory or shrinkage, which is very costly to them. So both systems are also based on addressing that problem by doing very accurate physical inventory counts. And unlike some of the apps around, we both use barcodes or existing manufacturer UPC codes in order to identify products, so we don't have to look up things by name. And then in order to measure open liquor and wine bottles and batches, etc., we use Bluetooth scales that are accurate to the 10th of an ounce. So the basic problem and the method of solving it is very similar. Some important similarities, of course, we both allow you to integrate your purchases and sales. In BarEye's case, we integrate with more than 40 different point of sale systems, payment processors, including FinTech, PlateIQ, and Zaru, as well as a number of different draft beer flow media systems. Important in terms of the differences, one of the most notable one as a user when you're doing actual counts is with the Accardis system, you're required to scan each item every single time you inventory it. So the process is pick up the item, scan it, put it on the scale, weigh it. With BarEye's system, we actually map out, we create a virtual map of your bar. We call it shelf to sheet or shelf to software in this case. So we have a list of all the zones or shelves in your bar, and then we populate that by scanning barcodes with a list of which vessels or items are in that bar. The advantage of that is that when those items are in the same position, such as in your well, you don't have to scan each item. You just simply place the bottles onto the scale in the correct order. Obviously, it's flexible, allowing you to change the order of products and to rescan when necessary, but we think this is an important step about taking less time to do the most boring part of inventory, to have that capability to scan, but without requiring you to do it each time. Another important difference is cost differences. The Accardis cost structure is definitely weighted heavily at the front because it requires a dedicated piece of hardware. I believe the cost a few grand up front. With BarEye's, our equipment cost is just $200 because we're using off-the-shelf consumer electronics. We do have ongoing monthly fees that I think in many cases are higher, but again, just explaining that's an important difference is the cost structure. I think it's also fair to say that BarEye has more service options. So our lowest tier product, BarEye Speed Count, is just $40 a month when prepaid. And our top tier product includes a significant amount of assistance every single time you count from a dedicated account manager. And then in the middle of those two options, we also have a fully self-service system, BarEye Pro Lite, which is probably most akin to Accardis' system in terms of being a fully self-service inventory solution. One important difference I wasn't aware at the time of making this, that Accardis, has any automated purchase integrations. In BarEye's case, the next most time-consuming part after counting is reconciling your purchases. We have the ability to integrate with either FinTech or PlateIQ or Zaru, and you can actually send us your paper scan invoices and we will convert them using OCR software and extract them automatically. That removes that manual requirement from using the system. And one final difference is that the BarEye system works on both a Windows PC as well as an iPad. We don't have a dedicated hardware device. So if you've got a Windows laptop or an iPad, you're ready to go if you just purchase that $200 of equipment. So that's it, high level review. If you're interested in exploring more about BarEye, I'd love you to schedule a consultation with us on our automated calendar. And there's a link to do so in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching and hope you will consider BarEye. Thank you.